So I call the city council meeting to order December 2nd, 2025, about 7:12 p.m. We'll stand and do the flag salute. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so if there's anybody that wishes to speak during the public comment portion of the meeting tonight, please request a speak card and turn it into our city clerk prior to the beginning of the meeting. It is recommended that you seek resolution of a complaint through the appropriate city department by scheduling a meeting with the council member or city staff before bringing the matter to the city council. We have all of our council members here today, so we'll go right to approval of minutes, city council workshop minutes, November 4th, 2025.
I move to approve the city council workshop meeting minutes, November 4th, 2025 as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? City council meeting minutes, November 4th, 2025.
Move to approve city council meeting minutes, November 4th, 2025 as presented.
Second that.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? City council workshop minutes, November 18th, 2025.
Move to approve city council workshop minutes, November 18th, 2025 as presented. I'll second that.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? City council special meeting minutes, November 18th, 2025.
To approve the city council special meeting minutes, November 18th, 2025 as presented.
I'll second that.
All right, I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Financial report, October 2025.
Thank you. Since we just talked about interest rates, I want to point out that our interest rates are still at about that 4.5%, 5%. So you can see where if the loan's at 3%, we still got that 1.5% to be making a little extra money off of that 1.9 million. So just wanted to start off with that. Other than that, it's been kind of a regular month of October. Property taxes will come in November. So the next financials will be very interesting. But for the October ones, as you can see on my finance report, the notes, not much except for our big expenses that are quarterly are the building department IGA payments. And I listed those out for you with Boardman Fire Rescue District receiving $64,500, City of Aragon, $1,115, Morrow County, $363,800, and the state, $90,800. So those are our big quarterly payments that go out for the building department services that we provide to those jurisdictions. That was kind of our big activity for that month.
What do we do for the city here?
We also do their building permits and inspections.
So then they get a portion of that?
Yes.
I see a pretty large amount in the revenue received in general fund this month. Like $1.9 million something.
Yes.
And so I thought, oh, property taxes. Then I thought, oh no, wrong
Yeah,
month.
it's wrong month. Yeah. I'd have to get back to you on that. My accounting software went down yesterday and it has not been up all day today. So we're hoping that they get it fixed by tomorrow. So we were unable to get into any of our accounting. So I'll have to get back to you on that one, Carrie.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions? Thank you, Marta. All right, now for what everybody came for the show, prearranged presentation by Morrow County Schools, Boardman. So we're going to start with Sam Boardman for theirs. You ready? You look like it.
Hi, my name is Jaylina Ozola Navarro, and I am a third grade student at Sam Boardman. The following are activities that are happening at our school this month. We are currently working on our winter benchmark testing for reading and math. Our Christmas concert will be at the high school. It will be held on December 11th at 5:30. Our class Christmas parties will be held on Friday, December 19th. We have a half day. We will be on Christmas break from December 20th through January 4th. The most exciting news at SBE is we have a new principal, Sarah Christie. I am not sure what the school attendance was for the month of November, but I know my class was the highest at 95%. Thank you.
You weren't nervous, were you? Sure didn't act nervous. You did a very good job.
She a third grader?
She
Yes.
is. What's your teacher's name? Of course.
Nicely done. All right, so we have Windy River. We got Ruby and Edelyn. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Okay.
We would like to share a few highlights from Windy River Elementary School. The sixth graders, including us, not too long ago returned from outdoor school. We had a fantastic experience. We learned a lot about nature, team building, and what to do if lost in the woods. According to the teachers, we and many other sixth graders showed incredible bravery on the zip line and represented Windy River with awesome behavior throughout the week. Every night, we sang songs, sat around the campfire, ate s'mores, and made memories that will be with us throughout the years to come. The school celebrated Red Ribbon Week, focused on making healthy choices with the timing around Halloween. We all had a blast participating while also engaging in discussions about wellness and positive decision making. At Windy River Elementary, we have ended November with our very first parent night of the year, Art Night, and it was a tremendous success. At Art Night, families were able to explore multiple stations, including pottery, painting, and more. An ugly sweater ornament where parents and students made keepsakes together. We are in the middle of I Ready to Party. It is a spirit week where we get super PE, extra recess, and ice cream, so we can do our best on the test. We love the positive look for results. We love having opportunities to give monthly reports that will help with our leadership skill, as well as public speaking and serving our community. Thank you for having us.
So are you two on the student body?
I am.
You are? So what are you?
Haven't done a lot.
Oh, you haven't done elections yet?
They elected the student body representatives, but not the officers.
Okay. Well, nicely done. You did a good job. Thanks for coming. So the next thing is we always offer to have the high school come. Well, Mr. Hammond had a conversation with Mr. Christie, and there's something called a YAC, Youth Advisory Committee in the state of Oregon. And so Mr. Hammond talked to Mr. Christie about trying to get the high school representatives to be on an advisory committee, which will then be able to work with the city council. It's something really super cool that I think it's Hillsborough. Hillsborough is really strong in the youth advisory committee, so that when these kids get into junior high and high school, the goal is, it's been a long process, to be able to have them be able to be part of government through the Youth Advisory Council. And be able to work with the city council and have a voice. There was a feller by the name of Chet Phillips who really tried to start that. He was the mayor way back, a couple of mayors back, and he started something. I would not going to say it was the youth advisory committee, but he wanted to have the youth advisory, and he had youth come from the high school, and it was kind of super cool. And the only reason I know that is because my kid was on it, so I had one of them on there. So that was kind of a cool thing to see. So trying to get that going. So by doing that, maybe be able to get the high school to be able to participate a little bit more. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
And the hope is to have it started after winter break.
Yes, after winter break, we'll be trying to get that. So very good job. The next thing is if you would like to go home, it's not rude to step up and leave. So be cognizant of that it is okay to leave. And for me, that's probably the coolest part of the whole city council, to hear the youth speak and do public speaking and talk about what's going on in their school. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. Good job. I don't think there was anything for any public comment. So I don't see anybody up on the screen that is like real dire wanting to comment. So we'll just go right into our, everybody was able to see the report from the chamber. And we'll go to action items, resolution 27, 2025. Approving an agreement between the sponsors of the Columbia River Enterprise Zone 3 and Lamb Weston.
So this is just our normal process when an application is turned in. Part of it is the council has to approve it as well.
I move to approve resolution 27-2025, approving an agreement between the sponsors of the Columbia River Enterprise Zone Number 3 and Lamb Weston, Inc.
Second that.
A motion is second. Is there any discussion? After hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Resolution 28-2025 declaring surplus property public works vehicles.
So what we have is we have a dump truck, an international dump truck, a Ford dump truck, and then a Case backhoe. Junior, do you want to add any more clarification to that?
They're all very old and do not run. That would be about all I could add to that.
That's perfect clarification.
Yeah.
So the plan is to do a closed bid. So we'll post it, we'll get a timeline, highest bid wins. So we've done that in the past.
Curiosity on that. It said something about got rid of them and then they came back to us and now we're getting rid of them again.
Yeah. What?
Why did they come back? It was the two dump trucks.
We're not rebuying them, right?
No. Yeah. Junior, do you want to?
Yeah. So we gave the dump truck and the backhoe to the Marina Park, and they were going to try and get them working, and they could not. And they said they were going to get rid of them, and we said we would take them back to use them for parts. We got what parts we needed off of them, and now they're just ready for surplus.
I move to approve resolution 28-2025, a resolution declaring city of Boardman personal property as excess.
Second that.
Okay, we had some questions. Is there any other questions or discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. Resolution 29-2025 personnel policy.
So I believe the last time we did it, I think we waited and then just sent several. We did some big upgrades. I think we'll do a little small ones as we see things to fix. It goes a little easier. So they are not big. The first one is simply saying, hey, in our retirement benefit, we're asking the employees to set up the account. That's all we're saying is employees need to set up the account. The other one, it states it that you get benefits if you work at least 30 hours. We're just really clarifying, hey, if you have a work schedule that has, yeah, thank you, health insurance, then yes, you get health insurance if you have 30 hours in your schedule. And then the last one is I know it is a sick bank for teachers, and you could donate. We call it shared leave. It typically has been just for the individual, and we're moving that to like minor dependent children with serious health conditions. So that's it.
So is that policy just, how do you monitor that? Just as far as,
Shared leave?
yeah, so that for where you're adding it for dependents and things, is that just kind of like honesty thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty stingent on how you have to qualify in the first place, and it's very laid out. We're just adding the word instead of saying, hey, for you individually, we're saying for your dependent child. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing, but I just,
Yeah. And yes, there would be stipulations that go with it.
I move to approve resolution 29, 2025, a resolution of the city of Boardman adopting a personnel policy and repealing resolution 25, 2025.
Second that.
motion is second. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Resolution 30-2025 recycle program fee.
So we had the presentation. This is just the green light. It doesn't go into effect until we get the cans on the curbside. The actual price is $9.04 because that is the $8 plus our 13% administration fee. I know there's been some things brought up. I know Hermiston has passed theirs. They had some questions. So yeah, I can answer the best I can.
So my question is the 13%. When he was talking about it last time, I do remember asking, are we going to charge 13% on top of that? Well, the answer I got was, no, it's all wrapped into this already.
Correct.
Now we're charging 13% on top of this.
Correct. So he misunderstood. He thought it was included. It was not.
So it's $904 a month.
Yep. So the 13%, if you choose not to charge the 13%, it comes out of somewhere. It comes out of a budget. We have to pay for it.
Well, we put this in, if we adopt it because the state of Oregon says we have to adopt it. Now we're just going to have another tax that's going to increase. Because we're going to continue to ship it to Portland because that's where their recycling thing is.
I'm kind of with the mayor on last time. What would happen if we didn't do it?
So that was
What's the state going to do?
Yep, that was brought up. I did talk to the
Brought it up.
Yep.
They brought it up in the Hermiston City Council meeting.
And I talked to the assistant city manager there, and what he discovered is it is $500. It's a fine. Whether that, I would assume it is $500 per incident. So it is $500 per customer per day. So I would imagine that's what would be the cost. That would be the fine. So calculate that out. However many customers we have times by 500 every single day.
Last time we met, the timeline for when it would be implemented would be around March or April, and it wasn't clear. But we had talked about being able to notify, and that includes us as well, just before that actually goes into play. So would we be told like the month prior?
We would share something now. Like if it's passed, we'll share information out now.
Yeah, but it's helpful. But like we're saying, like at some point we're gonna charge this amount, and this is the reason why. But what I'm saying is, once it gets closer,
Correct, yes. we
Because
would
I'm
do
gonna
that.
forget.
No, and yeah, I would imagine, and I really don't know how. I think it's
You
very
can
wishful.
ignore too.
Yeah, it's very wishful thinking that all the cans are gonna be here and all the equipment's gonna show up and they're really gonna have a plan. I mean, my thought is, I go back to when education had various mandates and nope, they weren't ready for some of those things, so.
Yeah, but I guess my thing is they will probably charge us regardless.
No, I mean,
No,
there's
you can
nothing
charge
that
until
we
you
are,
have a can.
yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like, we can easily say that. The state can do whatever they want.
Well,
They
we-
Because the
could just
state
say, they
doesn't.
could just say, yeah, we're not ready yet, but we're gonna.
Mr. Hammond,
start
what
charging.
I think what we need to do, I think we need to get to a question to be able to have a
Oh,
discussion.
yeah.
So I think since we got a lot of discussion, I think we need to have a motion and a second and then get our discussion going, just to be more protocol. Because I was gonna let it go, but we got a lot of questions and I got one too. So I need a motion and a second, and then we can continue our discussion, then vote.
I move to approve resolution 30/2025, a resolution adopting curbside recycling service rates.
I'll second that. Now we can have our discussion. Sorry if I cut.
No, you're
everybody off.
good. You're good. No, that's all I was gonna say was what's stopping them from billing us regardless. I mean, the way they stated it when we had our thing was like, well, technically you guys were supposed to be charged for this back in 2019 or whatever it was, and so I'm just saying like.
No,
we're
not
in the-
that rate. They said that we were supposed to be in compliance
Yes,
with the
in compliance with
recycling
that.
program.
But what I'm getting at is what is stopping them from doing like what they're doing now with the tax increase, and then we got to go around and get signatures and to try and stop it because they just did whatever they wanted. That's what I'm saying.
Now, the state has never charged us anything for the
Yeah,
sewer, but as of right now, the protocol is it's sanitary
Yeah.
disposal, which they couldn't charge us if there's no service. So,
I think he's asking if they will get charged the fines even if we don't have the equipment.
no, that's not on us. No, I don't see that.
we would hope.
Yeah, I don't.
I guess I've learned over time is like I would assume the worst before I assume the best when it comes to what
I
we're
think
talking
that you could legitimately come back to the state and say that the council's approved this process. We're willing to pay for it. The machines are on back order. This will be available as soon as it becomes commercially available to the
about.
industry that's doing it, the
And
sanitary
yeah,
disposal.
and they just want something
would-
in place.
Right. And in order for them to even go forward with their big purchases, they need to know this is something that we're going to absorb.
The
a
state's
city.
funding this. This,
Well, not the whole thing.
No, we are. Yes, it's a tax.
But just keep in mind, we're
Mr.
asking.
Pettigrew, go ahead and finish. Sorry.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead and finish, Mr. Pettigrew.
the state is taxing the people that are creating the recyclable waste and building a fund so that they can implement recycling door to door. Like if I don't know, some big company that makes plastic containers, they're charging me for that, a fee. Then there came out here and decided that we ought to recycle. And so, they set up this program and they thought it would be easy to do and that they could do it in a short number of years. And those years were probably 3 years past what they really thought they could do because the trucks weren't easy to get because that fund is paying for those trucks and those blue boxes. What we're now having to pay is for that man to pick it up or that truck and haul it away. So it doesn't, it's a mandate to the city. I mean, we don't have a choice. We're going to do, like all the people in the bigger towns have to do recycling. And now we're going to have to. And so far, they haven't ran out of money. you know, and they need to get the trucks and stuff here. I think we could be a year and a half before we ever have to do this, you know, that,
Could be. I mean, depending on when the state is able to fund,
it's not that whenever,
release the funds and buy and
Right.
things like that. And so
Mr.
the
Mayor.
trucks arrive and so like that. Mr. Rockwell, did you have something?
I was just gonna say, like, I understand that, like, we don't really have a choice. I mean, that's the one thing that does suck about this. It isn't, we're just approving it because we have to. And, but along those lines, you know, we just got done talking about water rate increase, okay? And then we're gonna do a recycling that we have to do. The water rate's probably gonna have to happen too. And then at some point, we're gonna do a sewer rate increase. Okay? So we're, you know, instead of, we were talking about $2 or whatever, $2.40 for water, it's gonna end up being probably $15 to $20 at some point, right off the bat.
yes, on your total utility bill.
Yeah, on your total utility bill. And so that's what I was getting at, is like, okay.
Depending on your usage.
Yep, depending on your usage, you know, whereas the recycling one will be set at, what is it, 930 is what you said? Some of that?
904.
Okay, and then at some point, it'll probably go up every year.
Well, the 3% creep.
Yep.
So I'm going to take you into the weeds a little bit. I'm going to vote no on this, and I'm going to tell you why I'm voting no, is because before I think we're not in a hurry to do this, to pass this. I think we need to address our recycling program that we have in the city of Boardman before we approve another recycling program, because are we really going to pay people who are already paying to recycle at their home, give them free out at the transfer station? Do we need to address that? Do we need to address how we're going to do our recycling program out there? Because citizens are already paying $9 for recycling. So do we need to tweak what we're going to do for our recycling program? I think we need to address how we're going to do our recycling program. Are we going to allow people to go to the dump out at Finley Buttes? Do we need to address that because I don't think we need to have double of plastic and cans and whatever. I just think we need to have a discussion about, do we need to tweak our recycling program that we already have, since we're going to add another recycle program? That's why I'm going to vote no, basically to table it for the next meeting.
So does that mean, when you're speaking of recycling program, are you speaking about when we say that we'll give you free dump for the month of this and a month of that? That's the recycling program.
Right. We need to address what we want to allow or did not allow, or do we want to keep it the same? I just don't think, or do we decrease the amount of money, the amount that they can? Because there's already things that they can without, a fee, TVs and so for large furniture. And
you know what we could do? Self-serving. But, every now and then they have a hazardous waste recycling, where you can take your fluorescent bulbs and your spray cans and those kind of things. Now we could put together one of those.
Well, I think that's a discussion that we need to have, and that's why I'm voting to table it for another meeting, to be able to put on the council agenda on how we want to do our recycling before we pass another recycle. That's my thought.
Well, and where we're not in a hurry.
Exactly. We're not, we got till March or whatever. And even if we don't do it by whatever the deadline is, we have to do it by the deadline. But if we have January, February, and a March, we still have 3 months to talk about it and figure out what we want to do with our recycling program. Keep it, tweak it, or do whatever we want to do with it. Reduce the amount that we allow. So that's just my thought.
I just had one question. So we have our garbage cans that we paid for. If we choose not to have a garbage can at our house, do we pay a fee for that garbage can?
You are required to have a garbage can. That's a
code.
So it's going to be the same thing. I'm only asking this so that it's on public.
Yes, yep, it is the same thing.
And so the recycling bins, whether you use them or not,
You're gonna
they're
get
going to
paid.
be at your house and you're going to be
Right,
charged for them.
correct.
You cannot opt out.
You cannot.
Okay.
And just to
And-
click, sorry.
And to keep it in public record, there will be no way for you to put the recycled items that are listed on the form in your trash. Is that true?
No, I think you can. It's the
No, I
other
don't-
way. It's
yeah.
the other way.
Correct, I
You
believe.
can't put trash in your recycling, or you can't put recycling in your trash.
I put recycling in my trash because that's what I do right now.
Correct. He said there
Can't
was
put
gonna
my
be no
trash in
funds.
the recycle.
Correct.
Only the
So
required.
in some communities in this state, you cannot put your recycling in your trash. You will be fined for that.
And he didn't,
He indicated that there would be a sensor or something that was reading
Right.
what was going in.
But they said
I
they
do
would not.
remember that.
open it,
And
but he
I-
didn't say, he
Yeah.
said
I
that they would
interpret
not
the
open
other
the
way.
bags.
They wouldn't be opening bags, but there is a sensor. Well, if
Yeah.
your bag opens
Because he didn't
by
want that.
itself,
Yeah, but
breaks
he also
open.
said that we wouldn't be billed for if something did
Correct.
go in there.
yep, he did say that.
oh. I'm just, you know, what I mean, these are early stages, but that's part of the process. You're not supposed to put the recycling in your trash, regardless of,
You shouldn't.
you shouldn't. I do want to go on record as saying I am in favor of recycling. And I also want to go on record as saying that when we do the free dump passes, that is for garbage.
Not
No.
recycling.
It's not all garbage.
Well,
It's not a part of our recycling program, correct?
but it is not a part of recycling program. It's not, you might be putting cardboard and taking it to the transfer station, but largely what you're taking to the transfer station are items that don't fit in your 10-gallon can at the curb. So you're taking things that you're putting in your pickup truck and hauling out there, and you're doing it for free instead of paying $10 when you get to Finley Butte or to the transfer station. But you're not taking your cardboard and your plastic bottles and those things. Largely,
right out
that's what you're doing when you come
Yeah.
out here, and
That's
that is
Right out here.
and that is a free service
Yep.
available. It gets misused and abused and mixed up, and people do the wrong thing,
I think it's gotten a lot better.
but it's getting better.
And that
Now
is a
that it
part
has
of our
some
recycling
oversight.
program. Yeah, we only have, I mean, just to clarify, our recycling program consists of one, education, flyers, brochures, education. The other portion is we do have a composting that we get partial credit for, and we work with the high school on that. The third thing we do is the recycle bins out here. And again, just to clarify, because we are more than 4,000 is why we are asked to have curbside. That's the mandate, just so we're all.
But if I
Price of
recycle
growth.
properly, I'll have more opportunity to fill my trash can with garbage. Now, that's why I'm talking about big stuff. Lawn debris. I mean, there's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. We have places for glass. We have places for cardboard. We got lots of things. If I recycled properly, I'd probably reduce my garbage can to 25%. Probably would. If I would take all my glass and all my cans and I did all of that stuff, I would, yeah, all the cardboard little things that my wife cooks out of, yeah, I could
And I think it brings up an interesting point. There is the possibility that for some things like bottle drop and so on, there could be donations to 501c3 organizations, football teams and baseball teams, et cetera, who are trying to make a little extra money. So there are avenues for those kinds of recycling. But there are some recyclings, you know, like your grape bottle, it's not an option, your grape juice bottle. So,
It's
but
plastic.
yes.
Most everything's coming plastic now, so I mean it's hard to find glass other than I got glass pickles. But I'm just saying, I think we need to talk about how we're gonna do before we pass another.
Well, and the
That's
other
my
thing to
thought.
consider, you brought up a good point, you know, so if you recycle properly and you reduce the trash and your garbage by 25%, even 50% or whatever, you're still paying the full price for your garbage can, whether it's half full or whatever. So technically you're just getting a garbage rate increase by $9 or whatever, and then plus 3% every year.
And the curbside counts for our recycling program. Like DEQ oversees the city. When when she came and talked about how the city was supposed to be in compliance, that is what she's talking about. That we should have been in compliance with that. And that curbside goes towards our city's recycling program.
How many points do we have to have?
You have to have 3.
It's 3.
Yeah, and we have a
We're
partial
doing
for
partial.
composting, but again, it becomes very difficult to actually do a composting because of like ground seepage and how you monitor that and how you regulate that. It's very complex. That's why the curbside is just one of those like, yep, that's an easy thing that we get.
So if we're decreasing the amount of garbage that we use, should we really be increasing our garbage rates? If it's just going to recycling?
Well, you could always go and get a smaller one. Oh, we don't do
No,
that.
we can't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like as a city, should we be increasing our garbage rates anymore? If now we're paying an extra 9 something for recycling? I mean, I don't see any point in raising people's rates if I can't fill my garbage can anymore. And it's going in the recycling that I have to pay no matter what.
The only problem is that we have to pay for garbage, otherwise.
Well,
you
but that's
won't
what
pick
I'm
it up
saying
no
though, is
more.
like, so we're gonna increase our garbage rates and then the recycling is gonna go up and we're still not filling either one of them.
It's not based on how much you put in though. It's based on them coming, it's personnel pay. It's them using fuel to come pick it up. They'll charge you
And
more.
gasoline to drive to your home.
Well, didn't my one can do that job already though?
But now you have to have a second vehicle to run the recycling.
Or just the same
And
one?
again, like, these are great questions. They go to the state. I mean, that's what it comes to. Like, go send them to the state. It's not a Kevin thing. It's not a city council thing. This is a state requirement. That's ultimately what it comes down to.
I think the only Kevin, well, not even the Kevin thing, but with this resolution, it's one of the steps, it's one of the check boxes that has to be completed for sanitary disposal to be eligible for the funds to get those trucks. So the longer we prolong it, the longer it'll also be for them to get the funds to purchase the trucks to implement this. So that's why this is coming to you now and not in March or in April when they have everything ready to go, because they need this first in order to qualify for the funds to purchase the equipment. Something like, the chicken and the egg thing.
I still think we're doing it too early.
So if we don't say yes, right, that means he can't order the trucks when he serves everybody else as well.
It kind of depends on, I don't know how many trucks they're going to need to service everybody. So if they need one more truck to service Boardman, then that would be the one less truck that they'd have money to purchase.
And to get the
My
cans.
guess. And get the cans, everything else.
Are these city councils also passing?
That's why Hermiston has already talked about theirs.
I mean, Hermiston passed it. I don't know.
I think
I
they
was gonna
passed
say
it last
Hermiston
month.
just passed it.
Yeah, they did.
And so as soon as we know, like, okay, equipment is arriving, the bins are gonna be here, and this is the day that we're gonna start placing them on everybody's, front door. As soon as we know, that's when we are gonna start notifying everybody, because until then, we're kind of like we are now. Well, maybe March or April. That's
Yeah.
as far as we know. So the more concrete information we get, the more concrete information we can pass on.
Another question. The 13% that we're adding on, what's that for?
That's all the in-house administrative. So we're gonna have staff who's answering your phone calls regarding why didn't they pick up my recycling? Or they haven't shown up yet. What time are they gonna come? Are they running behind? Or, you know what, I accidentally ran over my bin and I need a replacement one. Getting the bills going, paying the software portion for adding those services on there as well. So, I mean, it's just kind of all these little things that add up
And again, paying the
And-
insurance and benefits and all that. It's just
for
all.
your staff.
But you're not
And it's
adding
only a
more,
part of
you're
it.
not adding more staff.
No,
And
We already charged the 13% on the garbage. She's
Right,
not
and
doing
that-
anything else because she's picking up the phone.
well, and that 13% of the garbage is what's paying for the garbage vouchers as well.
Yeah.
So
So-
do we need to charge 13% more for recycling is what I'm asking.
the 13% has been charged, I mean, I can tell you, more than 20 years and never been raised
For garbage.
for the garbage.
Why
Yeah.
are we all of a sudden
So-
adding it for recycling?
So then it would be 26.66% that would be added to garbage and recycling total? It's 13, or is it 13.33% for garbage and recycle?
No.
Or is it per?
No.
And don't get me wrong, we're fighting over a dollar.
Right,
But-
No,
I'm just
But
trying to clarify.
I get what you're saying. We are not hiring another staff right now. Correct.
So that staff member is going to field some more phone calls initially, but ultimately that's going to taper off as well. One would
Do you
consider.
really think she's gonna get
Theorize.
that many?
Or more as we add more customers.
Correct.
New homes, new customers, additional
that's-
phone calls.
Right, but then that comes with more bills at 13%.
Right, and there's postage that goes with those that we have to pay
So is
for.
it going
The
to be a
card
separate
stock,
bill?
Correct.
the,
Is it a separate bill for recycling or it'll come on the same postcard?
it'll come on the same postcard.
So not
We're
additional.
we're having to look at that because of the number of services that we have. We are maxing out on that space and we may have to switch over to an actually full sheet with an envelope.
So that would
And a
be the
stamp.
only, that would be the possible increase. But other than that, it's the same personnel. If you can fit it on the same card, is Tony on?
She
Yeah, she's-
was,
She's
she
still-
still is.
Her name's up there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, is it possible to fit everything on that one, our current bill?
It's gonna be pushing it on some customers, but it can be done. I also wanted to make a comment that the majority of the calls that we take are regarding garbage issues. It's not water issues or sewer issues. It's garbage issues. So the calls will increase with the recycling. It's not like we don't get calls regarding these issues all the time.
Thanks, Tony.
With the curbside recycling, what does that look like for businesses?
They said it's just community right now, correct? Isn't that what Kevin said? I'm pretty sure it's just doing
I know some businesses just have cardboard bins.
just neighborhoods right now, I think is what they said. So nothing with businesses as far as I know.
And the cardboard bins are a weekly fee.
Correct. And that doesn't change.
In the resolution here, I didn't read it thoroughly. Does it say that unless we pass it, that it's holding up him from getting trucks?
No, it just says that
Is that
it's
what
to
he's-
meet one of the requirements, I think is what our resolution says.
We're not in a hurry to do it, though. I mean, I'm in favor of passing it. I just think we're doing it too early. I think there's other questions that we have to answer or should answer. We're already paying for it. We pay for the recycled cardboard to go back. Don't we pay a fee? He just comes and picks that up?
Yeah, but that's that's,
Yeah, it's cardboard. It's recycled. I can put the cardboard in my garbage, in my recycle bin.
but that's not going to change whether we have to do curbside or not. Like,
No, I'm not saying, I just think there's other things we gotta figure out before we pass this.
How will not passing this fix that?
How will that? I'd probably be more willing to start doing this be a little more urgent if we address some other costs that we have. So if we're gonna pass a recycle bill here, then maybe I don't need to pay for the cardboard bin.
Oh, correct.
Absolutely.
Except for the cardboard bins where your large stuff's gonna go. otherwise
Correct.
you're Gonna have a.
Especially if correct, so I'm gonna have to get,
I think he said though, like if you had cardboard that was
That you
larger
could
than the
put it
bin, you
next
can put
to
it
it.
next to it and we wouldn't get billed for that, like the additional charge that they do
Okay,
now for
so
garbage.
Here's a circumstance, right? I have a 7-foot pole of cardboard in my truck right now. I mean, where am I gonna set that? It's gonna extend into the street, everything else, take up my driveway. Like what, I don't get. I get it going on the side, but that's
You
what
could-
that's for. And more people go
Yes.
there for big stuff. Like
You
I-
could cut it. as
But,
well,
but no, but it is interesting. I don't even know how much it would save. I don't know how much we pay. Do we know how much we pay for that?
For
For the bins?
the bins.
I don't know. Tony, do you know how much we pay?
she's got her hand up. She has a
Yeah.
comment.
We don't, we're not charged for the recycle bins that are out there at City Hall.
There you go.
Even if it's
They're
loaded
free.
up with the wrong garbage.
if it's filled up with the wrong garbage, it goes directly to the landfill. It's not recycled because it's contaminated.
Do we get charged for that?
No.
There you go.
I don't know.
Well, let's put
I
it
have
to a
only
vote.
one vote. I mean,
Let's put it to a vote.
I don't understand why we have to pay for more recycling. We already have recycling for over.
We have over 4,000 residents.
Well,
I get it, don't get me wrong, but it's the state of Oregon saying, hey, we want to be.
Correct. And that is. what
that's
we're
the
doing.
frustrating part,
I get
you
it.
know, and we already have, I know we're beating a dead horse, and the miss right here, she wants to pass it, and I get it. I want to pass it too. But
It's right here.
we've got other things that we're paying for that maybe we need to address. Because if we're talking, yeah.
The one thing that is interesting for the conversation, what you brought up, maybe we don't have to do the 13%. Like if we're saying it can all fit on the cardboard, we are not hiring another staff, it is the same amount of people. Now, that may not always be the case, but initially, maybe it is just $8. I believe that is what Hermiston passed it as, correct? Was 8?
Well, they did it, for people who were like senior citizens or low income, they even lowered it to people.
But they did not go over 8, did they?
I wanted to say 8. I thought it was 8.
I thought it was too.
I just agree with Ethan that we're already charging a 13.33% for the same staff, the same card stock. So we should keep it at 13.33% for the garbage, but we should not add an additional 13.33% for the recycling.
Now, it may have to change because again, we are trying not to like go in debt to provide services. We're trying to say, hey, this is what we have coming out. We don't need to make any money.
Why don't you just stay to work and pay for it?
Tony had her hand raised. Tony,
I could ask them.
you're on.
What we could do instead of breaking it down out on the postcards is combining the garbage and the cardboard together
Garbage
into what, and then that would be you could just do the 13% and it would just be like garbage, 13%. And it would include your recycling fee and your garbage.
Be 13% of the bigger number.
It's water, sewer, and then
$8 plus your garbage bill.
And then times 13%,
That's
which
what
would be a higher number than,
they combine it.
No,
yes, it would.
Okay.
So
what you should do, I don't think that's what she's saying.
She was saying put it as one line item. And
Yes.
the garbage and the recycle as one fee instead of two separate fees, is what she was saying.
And then
Well,
add the 13%.
Is that what
Only-
you're saying? Because I thought you were saying, or here's what I would say, is that you charge the 13% on the regular garbage bill.
No, I'm saying that
Charge the
like
8, and you charge $8 that that they said before we added 13 onto that, and that's the end of the problem. You saved $1.17, maybe 18 by doing that. But if you're a senior, $1 is $1. You know what I'm saying? And we're all here just, wanting to raise things.
Well, we're not really
We're not
wanting to.
raise anything.
Well,
We're not wanting
that was what I was gonna point out again, is like, we're in a hurry to just charge people more money. Like, we're in a day and age where people are pissed about that. Like, every day, they're complaining about everything going up, and we're just adding right to it. Like, I understand that this is a state mandate, but I'm not happy-go-lucky about doing that. Like, if there's a way that we can save the money and still provide the service, then we need to do our due diligence and try and do that, instead of just keep charging more and more and more. Because like I said, when you add in the recycling, you add in the eventual sewer and the water, you're looking at $15 to $20 more a month.
That's kind of what I was getting at on the opportunities that we do. Well, we have 4 recycles a month. So if we want to cut people's
2 recycles a month. It's
Two a
every
year.
2 weeks.
No,
You said 4 a month.
No, I
Talking
for a
about the
year,
for
for
a
a year for the
year.
recycle.
And
So-
he's talking about the.
He's talking about
government
the vouchers, right?
Yeah, the vouchers. So, I mean, if we want to reduce people, the conversation would be, do we want to reduce the number of vouchers to save them on their bill?
I
That's
think
all.
we
Those are
discussed
all
that.
things I think we need to talk about instead of just landmarking this, because once we pass this, then the rate's going to be locked in stone. And I just think there's other ways to try to save people money. And so that's all I was getting at with my comment.
So the 13%, for the administrative fee is what currently pays for the vouchers? The 2 vouchers a year?
Helps.
And so if we didn't do the vouchers, is that what you're proposing? That
Oh,
we
I
will
don't-
no longer
I'm
do
not
vouchers?
proposing anything. I'm proposing discussion.
The vouchers, what, they're costing us 3,000 or 4,000 a time, aren't they?
We had one that came in at over 8,000.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
different.
see, those vouchers are a good deal.
I didn't say they're
Mhm.
not, but we're trying, but if,
I'm not trying to debate with you.
no, I know that. I'm just,
How do we table this till the next meeting?
by not passing it and tabling it. That's
Okay.
why, that's,
Well, then let's get to that.
well, it's already in,
It's
already.
It's been moved and seconded, so you either vote.
No, somebody can call a question,
Sure.
but that would lead it to a vote. You want a question?
No, yeah, I had one more question. Um,
How dare you?
the state mandate, does it mandate how often it has to happen? Like the curbside recycling? If we say we do it, what's the mandate?
For how frequent?
Twice a month, $8. The mandates, I assume, is the $8. That's the mandate. So that's, we have to do it. They're providing it. The people who are providing it are saying $8. We don't have to go with them. We would have to do it all on our own. The mandate is a curbside, and sanitary is providing that, and they're saying it's $8. So
Every 2 weeks, you said?
total $8 a month.
Yeah, but they're picking up every 2 weeks?
Correct. No, the mandate is curbside.
Then I would assume that if we got to the point where it's every week, because that'll be a thing, then that price will double. And that'll be mandated and that'll be required. And so, I mean,
No,
I really think that we need to table this. I agree with Mayor Kiefer that we need to table this. Just take some more time, discuss how we can save some money, how.
So do you need a motion for us to table this till next meeting?
No, I think we just, we'll call for a question.
I need a vote.
Then we'd vote, we'd say vote no. And then,
Or
or we change the motion,
rescind your motion.
or the person who made the motion could rescind the motion.
So
Okay.
I move to rescind the approval of Resolution 30-2025, a resolution adopting curbside recycling service rates. And I move to table Resolution 30-2025, a resolution adopting curbside recycling service rates until January 2026.
I second that.
All right. All of,
Whoever did the second, it has to agree.
To rescind.
yeah, who said?
You seconded it?
Okay, I agree.
Sorry.
Rescind.
Yeah, I agree to rescind. That's easy, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for keeping us on the up and up on that.
She did 2 motions though, so.
I did.
I got him. But did you say the January 7th?
I just said January 2026. I didn't give an exact date.
And I seconded that.
Now you call for the vote to table it.
Correct. Yep. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so it is tabled for our next city council meeting.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question for you. What I don't understand is before we made the original motion, you said there's too much discussion. We have to make a motion to continue discussion. Why?
Because we technically,
Just like that, our motion changed 100%.
Technically, you're supposed to, when you're taking action, you're supposed to have a motion and a second to get the discussion, not just have discussion, then take a vote.
Robert's rules tells us that we're supposed to have it after a motion and a second. A lot of the times we've had a lot of discussion before, and I knew this one was going to be kind of long, so that's why I just said, let's get a motion and a second, and then we'd be following Robert's Rules of Law, trying to be more correct.
One of the things that can happen if you make a motion and no one seconds it, then the whole idea dies before it even gets to discussion.
Correct.
You don't even get to discuss it.
Correct. That's a.
Because everybody's already said they're not interested in it.
So just to help this be more efficient the next time, what information are you wanting? What clarification do you need? I don't think I heard anything that,
I want to know if we can lower the cost, if it's something that we have to mandate,
Mm-hmm.
and if there's a way that we can keep the cost
we pay
lower
for
than
that.
$8, then I think we need to explore it at least.
So we pay for that. Yes, we can charge nothing. The city would just pay for that. So there's nothing that
We
anyone
would just have
gets
to approve it
stipend.
and we would just choose not to charge.
Yep, and then the city, it would come out of the budget somewhere.
Is there any way to do fewer times? Like maybe it's a once a month curbside.
The way the proposal of sanitary was twice and it's $8 a month. So that's them.
That's just their proposal.
That is.
Okay.
Can we figure out what that would cost the city if we decided not to charge?
It would be a truck. It would be, you have to have a place to dump it. I mean, you're going into the sanitary disposal. I mean, I think
Business.
I think, yeah, not to make it so big of a deal, but really, that's just, I mean, it stinks that we have to do it. It's just what you have to do, unless you want to do your own sanitation disposal. And where do you come up with the funds? I mean, we do not have endless supplies of money. We just saw with
What
the
I
rate
mean is,
analysis.
what
that
I'm
we were
asking
short.
is that sanitary disposal still does it, but the city picks up the tab.
Yes,
What would be the cost for that? Not us going into business for that. We
but the
would pay
city
them.
paying for the
Yes,
recycle, yep, we could
that's
get
what I would
those
like to know.
numbers. It would be just per,
What would that be? $8,000 a month?
it'd be $8 per,
$1,000 a month approximately. If you had 4,000 residents times $8, that's
Well,
gonna
that
be $2,000.
homes,
no, Tony knows how many.
how many homes we charge
Yeah.
businesses?
I got some homework. I'll just, be visiting with the staff and ask my questions and.
I don't know that I need any additional information. I do think it was a little bit hard to hear just with talking about the water rates and then going into this. But we're not increasing the water rates yet. Like that was just the
No,
information that was presented.
Information. Yep.
But it is like looking towards the future, just knowing that that's where we're headed. I think it just made it more difficult to say, yes, let's go ahead and do this because we did have this conversation already when he came and presented about the recycling. I think it just was harder today to look at approving just because of the water rates.
And sewer. We didn't get to
We
that
didn't even
part,
touch
but-
sewer. Yeah.
That was, yeah, city manager then threw that out.
Yep.
Look forward to sewer. Woo!
I think if you're gonna sit around and calculate, I think that it would be great if you would calculate. We already know that our garbage bill has the 13% added into it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take the garbage bill flat rate, add the $8 to it,
Mm-hmm.
and only charge the 13% that came on the garbage bill, what that figure would be.
Yep.
Then I think if you looked at seeing how much your bills for the vouchers that we do, if they're 8,000, and we decide, and this would be hard to do the first time because we wouldn't know how much less was dumped out at where we pay for the voucher. And the other thing we're not considering, they have put in scales at the transfer stations. So it's gonna be a different rate when we're hauling.
It would definitely be higher or lower, and I'm thinking it's gonna be higher. Why, I would put the scale out there to make sure I can get the maximum amount of weight. So I'm getting the maximum, I think our bill is gonna be higher. I could be wrong.
And as a tip for anybody who's gonna be using the transfer stations to dump, when you were talking about the refrigerators and so forth, you need to have those at the end and unload them before you get on the
Yeah.
scale. Because if you put them in your truck first and then all the garbage, they're not gonna wait for you to dump out the garbage, take out the refrigerator, load up the garbage again and get on the scale. You're gonna pay for all of the weight. So keep that in mind. Those big items that you can dump for free, they need to go at the end so that you can unload them first before you go on the scale.
I mean, I was in favor of the scales. I think it's going to be an equitable way, but I think it's going to cost the city more, potentially more.
Well, and I know we used to really try to watch about tires because out there they charge us for tires. And I know one time, like one guy took out 15. Well, that's a big bill to the city, and that's not what that program is for.
But
Yep, and I can definitely look at the rate numbers,
yeah.
but hopefully the bottom line is we have to pay recycling. We have to do curbside.
Oh, I'm thinking
I want-
everybody is,
We
whether you
cannot
like
think
it
we're
or
gonna
not.
get out of that.
I think
I
it's
know
how
we don't
we
like
shape
it.
for
And just,
But yeah, please don't, I mean, there is a rush in the fact that yes, the sanitation, they'd like to go order the stuff that we have to have in place. But I like the fact that you're looking at other things, the cost, but again, we're not getting out of a recycle rate.
I don't think we're trying to get out of the recycle rate.
Oh, that's good.
I really don't care how soon we give the guy I mean, that's the least of my worries. Constituents, the city constituents are my concern. The garbage dude isn't my concern right now. The bill is my concern. And how we can affect that bill, because it's going to be a huge impact when, like we already talked about. And that's the concern.
Well, and I'll make sure, I'll find out what the compliance means. Like, again, going in, I don't think the city wants to go up and say, hey, we're not in compliance. I don't think we want to. do
No,
that.
I think that we need to know that date. Okay, there should be a hard date.
Yep.
Well, and if you took $4 instead of 8, you know, I mean, you can sit around and calculate all day long if you want to.
Yeah.
Well, or Marta can.
Karen's offering to come help.
Sure. I love to do that kind
I'm
of stuff.
sure you do. That's
She
why
comes in early to get a piece of that business.
All right, so we got that tabled. We'll go right down to planning commission appointments, 3 positions.
So if this is the right time, I do need to announce that I have to recuse myself from the voting on that. My wife applied. And discussion.
How many vacancies do we have?
3.
3.
Mayor Kiefer, do
Yes.
you want any background from Carla at all on this?
As far as?
Just the candidates, any information on them?
Sure.
Last speaker was short.
Well, they were a child.
Thank you, Ms. Nichols. So we do have 3 positions in the rotation. People serve 3-year terms. So Jamie Carbray and Jennifer Layton both indicated they did not want to be reappointed. Michael Connell is the 3rd person, and he indicated that he did want to be appointed. So my recommendation is to reappoint him to the position he has served. He's done a good job. He's a regular attendee. He provides great input. He served on the Parks PAC. So that leaves 2 vacancies that would be vacant as of January 1. We had a number of applicants. I was actually really pleased with the number of applicants that we have. One particular individual I know personally and have worked with is Rod Taylor. Rod served on the Morrow County Planning Commission, I think 12 years, is very well versed in planning and the process. He does not live in the city limits. He does live in the zip code, and the municipal code does allow for that. And there have been 2 people historically that have served from the zip code that both served for lengthy periods of time and actually ended up both serving as chair. And that's, I'm going to get the first name wrong. I think it's Galea.
Galea.
Thank you, Baker. And then Jacob Kane. And then after that, there are 3 other people, and I don't know them with the exception of Counselor Rockwell's wife, Natasha. And I just know her casually from her employment at the port and my interaction with her over a number of years. The other 2 members, I don't know. They may very well be in the room. I encourage them all to come tonight, but did indicate that they did not have to. Ms. Rockwell did reach out to me late this afternoon and said that they have a sick child at home. Otherwise, she would have been here. So my recommendation would be to reappoint Mr. Connell. And my recommendation would be to appoint Mr. Taylor. Then the other 3, I wish I could provide you more information. I just don't have it. So I'm guessing you all know who some or most of them are and probably have better information than I do. So happy to answer any other questions, and I hope that was helpful.
Of the 4 that are on the commission now, how many are in the city?
Everybody's in the city. At this
Everyone's in
point,
the city?
everybody is in the city. Mhm.
At this time?
At this
The
time.
So the
only-
4 that are not, that are there, they're all in the city?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
So
We can
Rod
only,
would
we
be
can
the only
only,
one.
right. We can only have one person who is not within the city.
Oh, okay, that was my next question is how many?
Right. And so Mr. Taylor would fulfill that one person on the entire commission. Yes.
How do you want to do this? Do we want to do vote one at a time? Okay, so we should get the easy ones out of the way, right? I move to appoint Michael Connell to the Morrow County or the City of Boardman Planning Commission.
Second that.
Oh, was there anybody was there anybody in the room or online that wanted to speak?
So did they write you
Of
a
the
letter?
potential candidates.
Yes.
Yes. I think in the packet, I think we put
Yeah,
all
they're
that
all
in the
there.
packet.
Yeah.
Everybody has a letter.
Yeah, there was an email from Mr. Taylor. There was a letter from Jolene Stensland. There was a email from Carol Jones and a letter from Natasha Rockwell.
Okay, I found them.
Yeah.
And I believe Jolene's in the room.
Oh, I didn't recognize, even know that was you, Jolene. Is there anything that you would like to add?
I don't think so. I think I got it kind of all in there. I like living here and I want to get involved. Is my main point, I guess.
So there's a motion to elect Michael Connell and it's been seconded.
We just want to vote one? Oh, that's just the
One at a time.
reappointment.
One at a time.
One at a time. Please.
Okay.
It was very difficult to keep it straight. So if we could do one at a time, that would be great.
Okay, so all right, so we we'll just do a roll call, make it easier.
Okay. Counselor Baumgartner? Counselor Cuevas?
Yes.
Counselor Pettigrew?
Yes.
Counselor Prophet?
Yes.
Counselor Rockwell? Oh, you, never mind. Sorry. Counselor Salata?
Yes.
Mayor Kiefer?
Yes.
Then I'd like to make another motion to appoint Rod Taylor to the City of Boardman Planning Commission.
Second that.
Okay, we'll do a roll call.
Counselor Baumgartner?
Yes.
Counselor Cuevas?
No.
Counselor Pettigrew?
Yes.
Counselor Prophet?
Yes.
Counselor Salata?
No.
Mayor Kiefer?
I say no, it's a tie. Okay, no, it's a tie.
All right, then I'll try another one. I move to appoint Jolene Stensland to the City of Boardman Planning Commission.
I'll second that one.
Okay, roll call, please.
Counselor Baumgartner?
Yes.
Counselor Cuevas?
Yes.
Counselor Pettigrew?
No.
Counselor Prophet?
Yes.
Counselor Salata?
Yes.
Mayor Kiefer?
Yes.
Two down, one to go.
Yeah, I know.
I like the way we did it last time and voted for people like this.
Oh, a lot of.
Oh, that was for appointment to city council. That was the appointment for a city councilor.
For Chris.
Yeah. I think
No, like last time we did for planning commission. It was a while back. Wrote down who we wanted.
Then we
They
tallied the
made more
votes.
sense than sitting here making motions over and over.
I think there were only 3 people who were up for appointment, and they were all 3 appointed.
Sure.
It was Sam Irons in that crowd.
Yeah, I think it was much more straightforward.
I could renominate Rod Taylor. I move to nominate Rod Taylor to the City of Boardman Planning Commission.
I'll second that again.
Okay, we got a second. Roll call.
Counselor Baumgartner?
Yes.
Counselor Cuevas?
No.
Counselor Pettigrew?
Yes.
Counselor Prophet?
Yes.
Counselor Salada?
No.
Mayor Keeper?
I'll vote yes.
Thank you.
Is there any individuals who would like to do public comment? Okay, we'll go right down to report, correspondence, and discussion. Police report.
We do have in the public comment farmer's cup email. Bring it up.
Yes, everybody should have had an opportunity to read that.
Ready for my report?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Because we have no comment.
So, attached, you should have a copy of the month-end report for the month of November. It has been steadily busy. As you can see, we're still short-staffed, and unfortunately I have to report that Officer Martinez, his last day with us was Sunday. He accepted a position with the Umatilla Police Department. So unfortunately, he's no longer with us. I am excited to say that Michael Fisher, one of our academy recruits, graduates from the academy on the 19th of this month. So we'll get him back, probably another 6 to 8 months worth of training, and he should be good to go. He's doing very well. We have another candidate that should be done with the academy. I'm hopeful toward the end of February, but unfortunately, January, you have Christmas and New Year's that they shut down the academy for 2 weeks. So that candidate has to come home for 2 weeks that they're not in training. So they get to go sit in a car or read policy the whole 2 weeks that they're here, which they're probably not very excited about either because they would like to get out in the car and get to work. So I did do a conditional offer to an officer, a lateral officer who is scheduled to come to work for us on December 15th. And hope that we will get him trained. He has graduated from the academy, but has not completed his FTEP, his FTO training. So we're hopeful to get that done and get him certified fairly quickly. We've already been FTOing him for another agency, trying to help them out. So he starts the 15th.
Does he have a name?
Yes, he does. And I'm sure you're going to want to know. I will tell you his first name. I cannot pronounce his last name.
Okay.
His first name is Manny.
Manny.
Manuel.
Manuel.
But he goes by Manny.
Okay.
And don't ask me how to say his last name.
You would butcher it.
I couldn't even come close.
So are you gonna call him Officer Manny?
Yes. Yes, I've already told him I will refer to you as Manny. You'll see. And as soon as we can, we'll get him in and introduce him to the council. Are there any questions about the report that I've given to the council?
I like the new report format.
So which one do you want me to get rid of then?
Well, I like the thing at the beginning.
I like the summary.
Yeah.
So that means I can get rid of one of them? No?
I didn't say that. I'm not your boss.
I do want to say that it's holiday season and remind everybody, if you see something, say something. Unfortunately, we've done a lot of shopping online anymore, and we get a lot of packages and stuff delivered to our home. Well, those criminals are also shopping at your expense. So if you can help a neighbor out by helping them out with a package or something, not necessarily taking it, but if you see something that doesn't look right, you know your neighbors, you know who should be there, who shouldn't, for the most part, call us. We would much rather show up and not be needed and stop something before it happens. With that, we are trying to stay extra vigilant. This time of year, we usually spend a lot of time in the car driving around the neighborhoods because visibility is deterrent. Hopefully we get the staffing to help do that in the near future, but it's important if you see something, say something. That way we can keep these criminals from profiting at your expense. That's all I have.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Building Department report.
Good evening, everybody. So we are not picking up on paper, as you can see by the report, not a lot of new houses, but we are picking up on inspections, and my task list for new houses is increasing as far as the plan review that I need to do. So it last summer seemed kind of slow, but it's starting to pick up in the wintertime, which is odd. But anyway, we're steady as she goes. Any questions?
I missed the old report.
It's there.
Yeah, me too.
It's the second one.
I don't see it. Mine
It's the
doesn't.
I only had one.
It's not the second page. It's on the agenda. It's the second item.
Oh, thank you.
Table.
And we're starting to go back just month by month, not from the 23rd to the whatever.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. That's better too.
Agreed.
All on one link.
Any questions on Public Works or Building Department, excuse me?
Thank you.
Thanks, Glenn.
Yep.
Public Works.
All right. You have my report. We've been busy. I'll just wait for questions instead of going into it. So I could talk for an hour.
It looks like this is your time frame that you gave us every single month. It looks like it's in good shape still.
We're happy that the pavement is done and the weather held out for us. Yeah, should start striping on Monday. Open for December 12th to 15th for a grand opening of Main Street.
Which I heard was a drag strip for the police department. No,
Actually motorcycle.
And I did want to thank the Public Works for getting to my house very quickly when my garage was flooding from the neighbor's meter box breaking. I only had $10,000 worth of green coffee beans in my garage.
I'm glad we saved something.
Any other questions?
So when we've been having the power outages lately, it seems like there's been more in the last month and a half than we've had in years. So how's that affecting you?
It affects us. I mean, we had to pull out the generator twice in the last 4 weeks to run our lift stations for sewer. There's a big project going on at the substation down behind Lamb Weston, just so everybody's aware. That's been pretty much the rat in the nest.
Okay.
So all of our issues have come from that. They're trying to upgrade, and the new best way is not always the new best way. There's some issues with it. Hopefully they get it all taken care of and get the power boosted up where it needs to be.
Well, I also think that it's been happening kind of on the older, at least the power outages seem to happen a lot on the older part of town. And this, when we moved over there several years ago, Umatilla Electric had made a comment about like how the line, everything was very old over there. And so when we started having issues in our neighborhood, they had to come in and upgrade a lot of stuff because it had never really been done before. And I think that's kind of the issue.
Well, and that's where it started. The first outage that we had on our block in that area, Columbia to Boardman Avenue, was right there on Boardman Avenue.
Yeah.
And they dug that up and they redid everything. And as they're not gonna dig it up. Sorry.
To the mic.
Oh, go to the mic. Sorry. So they're not gonna go dig it up and fix it probably until it's broke. It's just, it's too ineffective to just chase stuff around. So as it goes out, they will move to those areas and renew. So we are an aging community, if you can imagine that. So
One I think is power usage increases in older homes. Like I think that's probably what our problem was like immediately when we moved in and we started remodeling, they had to rip out the entire thing because it was old. And so, yeah.
we'll get there.
Any other questions?
I just like to comment about how nice the Christmas lights look.
They do look
Oh,
nice.
they really do.
You guys have been working hard, so.
Yeah, they've been
It
working
does look
hard.
nice.
That's good. So have some new lights and stuff is nice also.
Big red.
So it says pick up a new snowplow from the Dalles. What does that mean?
It was an auction item that was like 80% cheaper than buying a new one. So, and we have a new dump truck and it's a pretty large one that will go on the new dump truck.
Okay, so it's a bigger.
It's a much bigger, yes. Yes.
All right, so you're ready for winter. Got it.
Well, no, but when it comes, we'll take it. We'll take it on.
Thanks, Junior. Planning Department.
I have my written report. Happy to answer any questions.
Do we ask a question just so you have to stand up to the mic? Now there will be no questions.
Okay.
I do have a question for you. Sorry.
I'm getting my steps in.
There you go. The TSP plan, we adopted it here.
Yes.
It says next up is a county. Is that still on hold?
So the counties, Tamara and I had a little bit of back and forth. They are looking at their planning commission. I won't get these dates right. Fourth Thursday in January, I want to say it's the 27th. And then the first Wednesday in February. And then we'll do the notice of decision once that's completed. So shortly, I've provided Amanda some information and a couple of documents, the final TSP, the final appendices, the staff report from the Planning Commission, then obviously the ordinance. We're going to put those on the TSP PAC page.
so that people can see what's been adopted. The documents are also excessively large. They're both, neither one of them, either the TSP or the appendices, can be emailed in or out of our system. So the only way to get them to somebody else is to put them someplace where they can go get them. So we'll put them on the website so the county can pick them up from there and be able to work with them. So we'll be, Tamara, we have another meeting on another project this week, so we'll be coordinating that. I should be able to give you a more clean timeline. I was really disappointed when the county, they were supposed to go to planning commission. We were supposed to have it all done by the time the grant ended. It should have gone to planning commission like within 10 days of your hearing, and then to the board in January or in December. And they backed away from that. I have a sense of why. You probably all have a sense of why. But
If they don't approve it, what happens?
that's a good question. I don't know. There's no reason for them not to approve it. I'm sorry.
Other than what's holding them up now?
Yeah, other than what's holding them up now. Yeah. They can choose to take that approach as the approach we took. We just took it, took the approach of being in the face. I mean, we didn't back down. And I think that's where you have to be.
Sweet, thank you.
Any other questions?
Believe me, I feel your frustration.
Okay.
City manager.
I just have 3 items, just so we are aware. Chief Stocco and I went to the county's CIP meeting last week. And we publicly shared our interest for the city to have an option to do a circuit court building. We are almost to the phase with our PD architectural design to determine what are we going to do on the second floor. We went back and forth of having 3 floors. We were able to go down to 2 floors. It expands the bottom floor to about 15,000 square feet for the PD, and we'll match that with the second floor. And we're just hoping to collaborate with the county. So the second floor will be a circuit court building. We've made that clear to them. We propose that we would not be requesting any funds. And it will be up to them what we decide. So just so you're all aware of that. The other 2 items are,
Is that because they have to bless the circuit court idea?
we just want to be able to collaborate together.
Okay.
Just so we can, work together collaboratively. The other 2 items are, first, noxious weed. This has been talked about, and I want to get some guidance, simply guidance. When we say we want to have a noxious weed ordinance, what does that mean? I've heard several different things. Do we want a disc? Do we want to increase the area that's mowed? Do we want to have everything mowed down? Currently, the county does have a list of what is considered noxious weeds, and sagebrush is not one of them, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that is a Oregon
An
cherished
indigenous plant.
plant or something, whatever.
Yes, indigenous.
So the other thing that's been brought up is once you disc, you are opening the ground up for more weeds to come in. So that's been something that brought up. The same thing when you mow it down, that you're exposing it to dust and whatnot. I just need some guidance of where we'd want to go moving forward. So
The original purpose in mowing or disking was to reduce the risk of wayward cigarette butts starting a fire.
Yep.
And, or any spark from a train or whatever causes random fires. And so what we learned this summer is that maybe we're not aggressive enough about it.
And that is, yes, that is the question posed. Is it not aggressive enough? What, yes.
Is there anything, in my mind, it's not a noxious weed issue as much as it is a preventative measure for every property owner to have some measure of responsibility for reducing the risk of fires.
Yep. And so what?
To increase visibility, like if you were in the woods, you would want a little path so you can see wayward animals that are trying to get in the road. However, there's been a proposal to do the entire property, but some of these properties are quite large and they're not flat, despite the fact that we live in a rather flat country. There's not flat. There's big dips and valleys in there. Does anybody have experience? But
I don't know if you're going to add to that, but in some of those cases, it's underdeveloped land that they're not taking care of, but they're also not selling.
Oh.
And they're not developing.
On purpose.
Empty lots, just sitting
Right.
there.
I think there has to be some kind of responsibility for property owners. Like, if I buy the property and I choose not to do anything with it, fine, but still got to take care of it. Everybody here owns something. You got to take care of it, right? I'm assuming everybody here is a homeowner. I mean, you're responsible enough to take care of your home, or the city's going to fine you for whatever you're supposed to do. Why are we giving them the exception?
Yep. So that is the question. Right now, our requirements are quite minimal. We have, it's not a disc. It's, what's the feet? What's 20 feet?
Fire line.
Fire line 20 feet. And that is only for properties that have acreage more than, has to be an acre? Like, because not everyone's going and mowing there, right? Is that not true? It has to be a certain amount of
I didn't
size.
realize that it was a certain size. I thought it was anything that bordered a street or road in the city.
I think it'd be really easy. Just make them mow it down. If I get weeds too tall in my yard, I have the code guy come and say, you gotta mow your weeds down.
Oh, that's the problem. Is we need to have the code guy actually go do it.
So,
The code guy is doing a good job on other things, so maybe.
Oh,
we could do that
other
too.
things, agree.
Yeah, maybe that would be a thing.
so again, I mean, you can only do so much what's in our code. So we're talking about changing the code. And when you say mow, like I did find something that there's like 6 inches or 12 inches. Maybe there was a 24 inches. That was the dowels. There was another one I looked.
I mean, the height?
The height of the weeds of what they could
mow
be.
it all the way down.
Right.
'Cause then you
It's
have
not a lawn.
And again, I don't know how you go. So for this property kitty corner to us, you couldn't, I mean, there's sagebrush there. So you're not mowing sagebrush down. You're
You can
going in
mow around
between,
it.
correct?
Except that if you catch a Russian olive tree on fire or even a large sagebrush, you can have flames that are 40 and 50 feet in the air.
I don't think
Or
Russian
beyond.
olive is considered a,
It's not indigenous, it's an invasive.
correct, thank you.
Right, but you're not mowing a Russian olive down.
No, but you could have them be
Cut
removed.
down.
Make great firewood though.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Again, this is what the
But I think maybe
dialogue
we need
is.
to
We're,
look into an expert for this. Like, what does a fireman say is a reduced fire hazard? What is the height?
So my question more or less is this a noxious weed issue or is this a vacant lot issue?
oh yeah, they're mainly,
Both.
they're making vacant lots, but regardless of what it is, we just want to have it. Like,
Well, because a vacant lot that just has grass on it, you're just gonna let that grow because grass is indigenous or almost,
It is indigenous.
I think you can do a height requirement on that then.
but it's not a weed.
I think you can, I don't think it says you can't mow a weed down. Is that,
I
and
don't
maybe
think it
that's
says you
not
can't
true.
mow a sagebrush either.
Oh, go ahead, Norma.
Hey guys, just to answer some of the questions you guys have, for over 2 lots, they're required to do the 20-foot fire break. And for a lot under 2 acres, it's the entire lot that they have to mow down.
So those lots that were on fire are all under 2 acres.
No,
No.
No.
No, they're more than 2 acres.
larger than 2
Gotcha.
acres.
Okay,
And
thank you.
all of them did comply with the 20-foot fire break. And I did walk all of that line. So I did know that they did comply.
Maybe we should just keep, going. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what Tim.
It's a life safety issue. Has to be addressed. It can't continue not to address. The fire break didn't work. I'm sure it helped, but it obviously jumped it. And listen, we have high winds in Boardman. We've got to find a way to address these issues. This is huge. We're lucky somebody didn't die that day.
And that it didn't get any worse. Carla has a question.
Yes, go ahead, Carla.
Not a question, just a comment. As part of the Parks Master Plan, there's conversation there about the trail that we're putting through the BPA easement. And the comment from Marty Broadbent, and I could go look at the document and tell you what it actually says, but we're proposing the trail, he was asking for either 10 or 20 feet on either side of the trail. I think it's 10 feet on either side. So because the paved path would be 10, it's a 30-foot easement that we would need in order to maintain the paved trail plus 10 feet on both sides as a fire break area. So if that's some help, again, to input into, and that came from Marty. So I don't know, Counselor Salata, if you have any more information on maybe where Marty's comment was coming from.
Not on that, I do not. My question is though, I know you've already talked to Chief. You talked to Chief. What's he saying about this? Cause obviously he's gonna know a little bit more than I do about fire breaks and stuff. So I don't wanna see everybody necessarily go till up all their land, but maybe that's the answer. I don't know. So what was his recommendation?
I think he did mention the disc, to do disking. And then from what I've heard from that, it opens up the ground, then you have for more weeds to come in, and then you're also like a dust thing. I mean, we've had the issues with that, and I don't know how you.
Yes. But the question,
That's bad for sure.
going back to like what he just said, is dust worse or is your house burning down worse? Is
Yep.
somebody dying worse?
Yep.
Like
No, and exactly.
100%.
But I know that disking and where you leave open sand, I know like even the Portomoro with the high winds, they are required to water it, keep the dust down.
And I think that's
the other option.
Because there is a health hazard with dust as well.
Yep.
But I think that's where it falls back on the owner. And it should be an owner issue and not the city's issue or law enforcement or the fire department.
Yep.
It really should be the owner's issue.
So I want to add on that. So when we first bought our house years ago, it was an old lot behind off of Marshall Loop. Okay. And most of those lots weren't developed back then or whatever. And there was a guy that owned a house on the corner. Okay. And so we put our place in and it's just dust. Okay. Within a week, he was calling the city and we had to put water on it like immediately.
Mhm.
So as a landowner, like I went out there and I hooked up my sprinkler as fast as I could and I got water on it. So I guess what I'm saying is what I said before was if you're a landowner, you know the responsibilities of it isn't just purchase the land and then disappear. You got to maintain it. You got to take care of it. Whether you put something on it or not, that's up to you, but you still have to maintain the property. And I think we have some lazy landowners that didn't care. And that's why we had the issue that we had.
Okay.
I would like to suggest something. I suspect that this is the kind of thing that could be put into a committee that involves maybe the chief of the fire department and a couple of counselors and maybe the city manager or the planning department person to generate the best possible examples that you might find in another community with similar ground, like the Dalles or Hermiston, and maybe take into consideration any large objects that are growing like Russian olives and huge sagebrush, and what would need to be done with those specifically on a piece of land. And then what is a good sized fire break and how high those grasses or weeds should be trimmed to keep them from being a true fire hazard. But a committee could really dig into this, spend a couple of hours, really hone in on the details.
I like that.
But a committee is appointed by the mayor.
The council,
Council.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
the mayor like assigns, but yes, the council.
All right.
And I agree with that. I don't care how you figure it out. I think you should really take into consideration the amount of ryegrass we have. In the last 20 years, you know, somebody tried to tell me that they flew over here and seeded ryegrass here. And for the amount we have, I could almost believe that, but I don't think it was true. But that is a huge issue on these vacant lots because it grows 3 or 4 feet tall and it turns ripe. I mean, it ripens. The other thing is I'm a sagebrush lover. No, not really. But I think when you mow the sagebrush down, you just really create a huge problem on your open property. And I realize that, you know, we'd like everything safe and never anything bad to happen. But I think you have to take into consideration, unless you have a particular lot you'd like to buy from somebody and you make his life so miserable he's willing to give you a good deal on it. But we've got to do something, but I'm not sure tilling up the ground would be in our best interest 3 years from now.
I don't think so either.
So anyway, let that committee work on those projects.
Obviously, it's our bigger lots that are gonna cause issues, right? So my thought more or less is, I don't care if you're 2 acres or over or under, whatever, right? You mow the entire thing. Now the entire thing's 3 inches, 4 inches tall. Your fire length's on that, not even a foot tall, right? Can run all the way through. Still, there's a lot of heat and everything going with it, but not nearly as much as in the past. It's gonna jump that 20 feet, gonna jump that 10-foot disc or whatever. The problem we're having, potential we're having, is you get houses like the ones that burned down, right? Fire is moving, wind's blowing it. What was that day? 30 plus.
40, yeah.
You got wind blowing 40 plus, grass that's 4 feet tall. That, yeah, you're gonna have 12 foot flame lengths off of it. All that embers and crap. It's not the fire, right, that lit those houses on fire. Embers that are blowing in it. So if you can cut that down, yeah, there's a potential that now your embers aren't blowing as much. You're also getting preheating and some other stuff that's going along with it, from that being so tall. But
because of the heat that day.
right, that just makes everything super dry. But it just, cutting it down is a major step. But you have to cut the entire thing, right? We can't leave can't leave 30, 50 acres of it tall and cut 2, right? And call it a day and say, hey, we did a great job, right? That's our issues. So, and that's what we did in the past, is we took this 2% of it, said, good job. We
Well,
left 4 feet everywhere else.
And I do think that that also goes to, if you're mowing something to 10 inches or 12 inches or 4 inches, whatever it's ultimately decided, and you're taking all of the large items, maybe you don't want to take out every inch of the sagebrush, but it's pretty easy for a tall pine and a big Russian olive to spread a fire a lot further than where its original reach was, just because of how high they are and how far those embers can fly.
100%.
So it'd be better to get those big items dropped. And if the grass is still a little bit higher than 4 inches, but, oh, I'm not. Oh.
So I might suggest, based on Counselor Prophet's suggestion, a committee that would have 2 city council, 2 planning commission, 1 fire chief or whoever, the code enforcement officer and or myself, probably not both of us, but one or the other, we could tag team, and the county weed guy, Corey Sweeney. I just was reminded. Pardon?
Oh, that's Vector.
Sweeney.
Corey Sweeney, yeah. That's 2, 4, 5, 6, that's 7 people. It makes for a workable committee size. It's an odd number, so we'll never, we don't always have to come to some kind of recommendation at the end. I don't know if Mr. Hammond would be on it, but he seems to avoid those sometimes, so maybe he'd be willing to push it off.
I have one recommendation to throw on there, and that would be Smokey Joe, because he seems to do a great job with his vacant land everywhere.
Okay.
Outside person that actually does take care of it, and he's part of it. Like, not part of the problem, but
Part of the solution.
Sure.
He could be part of the solution.
He's involved in it, I guess is what you want to call it.
He's a vacant landowner,
He is, and
so he would have a vested interest in,
thank you. He has an interest.
he has a vested interest in the decision.
Yeah, but he seems to do a great job. So
To keep the committee number at 7, I would then to counter that, I would say make it 1 planning commission member or 1 council member. I mean, it could go either way.
That was good.
I'll work on setting something up.
Yeah.
But also just in lieu of time. So the vacant lot stuff will also be connected to that. We are working on it. We have something in the code. It's just not very clear. For example, a vacant lot should have nothing on it. We don't put trailers there. It's not a parking lot. If you have no structure on there, it really needs to be vacant. So there's a couple vacant lots that we have that there was camping that started. I know that some people put storage on it and it's not allowed. So we are going to clean that up within that. And then also we can have some other language that would be connected to the noxious weeds and things like that. But I do like the idea of having some kind of committee. So in January, I will come and present some names that you guys can approve. Cool. That's all I have.
Perfect.
Counselor comments.
I did have one comment. I just wanted to say to Chief, I did notice over the holiday there was a lot of police activity, and I just wanted to say how much I appreciate them, because I know that's really hard when they're not able to be home during the holidays. But I did see them, and I just was very appreciative of the work that they do. Just from me. I don't know about the rest.
Any other council comments?
Did attend that health district meeting that was here in town. I know quite a few of us did. What was brought up partially, or whatever, was the bus.
Yes.
And it sounded to me like that was something they were gonna work on, getting rid of that bus or doing something with it, moving it. But as far as I know, it doesn't do anything right now. As far as they know, it doesn't do anything. Sitting idle for 4 years, whatever it's been. But hopefully we can get that out of there. That was one thing that was talked about. So hopefully that does that. Get it off Main Street. So.
And I think Karen and I and Heather also attended it. And they were really receptive to our ideas and our thoughts. They seemed open to really hearing from the city of Boardman and the people here what we would want. The next day, I crafted an email and sent it off to their membership and to Brandon, and they forwarded to Bob Hauser. I was going to say Hauser, and then I was chicken. To Bob Hauser, and he promptly sent me off a reply saying that they really are interested and they want to They want our input and our ideas. So they're looking to do something in Boardman or collaboratively in Boardman, really just build up their presence a bit more.
Will say out of that meeting, I was a little bit confused. I'm not gonna say why, but with where they're at now and wanting to do stuff here doesn't make sense, but that's all I'm gonna say
Oh,
on that.
like, okay, I get what you mean, I think.
I didn't
Take
attend.
that for what it means.
I was unable to attend the meeting. I think they just want our money and our vote. That's being sarcastic, but I think they want our money and our vote. And I'm hoping that they want to work with Good Shepherd and our community clinic. I hope that's what they want to do. But ultimately, I think they want to get our money. I would, if I was in their shoes. Any other mayor or any counselor comments?
We have our first tournament this Saturday. Girls only tournament. Okay, so exciting stuff. That's on a personal note for me. So if you can be there at 10 o'clock, support our girls. We have a record 16 girls on our team this year. So it's pretty exciting. And the boys help to make sure that that tournament runs for them. So anyways, my son's doing a good job with that program.
There are a number of community events happening at the Sage Center and various places around the community, such as the Christmas tree lighting and
Which is on the 6th and not the 7th.
yep,
It was accidentally.
and written wrong. And breakfast with Santa.
The 7th, but it's actually the 6th.
Actually, the 6th, yes.
Anyway, there are a number of items happening in the community and it's our chance to maybe attend, although I'll be out of town that weekend. But anyway, just some stuff happening so that people know about it.
City manager is going to be the speaker at the senior lunch on Thursday, giving us an update on that. And like you say, breakfast with Santa will be on the 6th, starting at, I don't know,
7:30.
Yeah, some
7.
early hour.
Yeah.
Some hour that chickens
I
like.
think that's when breakfast starts, is at 7:30, right?
I just think we ought to start at 8 or 8:30 for children.
How long does it run for?
Huh?
How long does it run for?
Several hours.
10:30, I
Several
think.
hours.
Oh,
But with those of us that do have children and they're in sports, we actually do go there at 7:30 so that we can make it to their sporting events as well.
I really hope, I hope you do that, because the breakfast numbers have fallen off drastically this last 6 months. Huh?
The reader board is not visible.
Is that what the problem is? Yeah.
I haven't been able to drive on Main Street, so I haven't
I
noticed.
didn't notice.
The only light I see reader board sign is from the school, so
You could see that from the moon.
So you can see that from your house, right?
get up high enough. The mayor has 0 comments. This meeting is adjourned.